when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home.
I'm drank up and I'm banked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it. I'm drank up and I'm banked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it, you elevate it.
I came over, I ain't sober, I'm still drunk, that's hangover. Might run it back when this page over. You the best thing, I done slaved over. Gon' arch you back and been way over. It's overdue for that understressing. Over him, now you underdressing. Call me up and I come finessing. Like, ooh, we shot it, what it do, what it don't. Baby, you a queen, you can move how you want. You was rocking with me when I couldn't stay afloat. They ain't never saying nothing wavy to a boat. Like, eyes up, look at me, now I'm the captain. Brought the camera, time for action. Split the legs just like a fraction. Tuck the napkin, time for snacking. You a mother meal. Tell me that it's mine, baby, tell me that it's real. Hit it to the max, well, tell me how it feel. It's gonna be a minute, cause I'm in it for the thrill. Make her feel like heaven, she gon' put me in the wheel. And willingly, I wanna do anything she wanna do. I ain't even wanna boo, but this is what the karma do. It's hard to be apart from you, cause ooh, I
love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home.
I'm drank up and I'm banked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it. I'm drank up and I'm banked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it, you elevate it, you.
tight, twisted around your finger like a piece of string. I'm winded, chasing after your ghost is real exhausting. I'm in love, but I don't think it's what I thought it was supposed to be. Love story, no guts and no glory. How did I get so dizzy thinking of you? I don't usually get like this. It's something about you I miss. Could it be we never had that kiss? Well, I don't usually get like this. 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 Reminded of how I met you, tried to catch you falling. Instead I fell off myself and I just can't stop falling. These wings are gonna flap for me if I keep waiting. Keep waiting, keep waiting, keep waiting, keep waiting. How did I get so dizzy thinking of you? I don't usually get like this. I don't get like it's something about you I miss. Could it be we never had that kiss? I just wanna kiss you. Well, I don't usually get like this. Get like this. Get like this. No. Loves me not. This bouquet is all I got. I'm dreaming, or could it be a future for you and me? She loves me, I know it's true. Or maybe I'm the fool for you. I don't usually get like this. It's something about you I miss. Could it be we never had that kiss? Yeah, I don't usually get like this. Get like this. Oh, get like this. No, get like this.
Feel like falling deeper. Cold nights 난 너무 싫어. 기다리기에는 너무 길어. 줬던 내 사랑이 식어. 기대만 하는 것도 난 힘들어. No, I can't, just can't. 가져 내 마음을, 놔줘 내 가슴을 다 바쳐 사랑하기엔 내 자신이 너무 걱정돼. 바보 같은 생각이야. 알아 멍청해. 상상만으로도 좋은 상상만으로도 힘든 이중적인 면을 가지고 있어. 사랑이라는 거. Oh yeah. Baby, can't you come with me? Can't you hold my hand and leave? 근데 있잖아, 너라면 다를까 생각이 들어. 가는 방향이 어딘지 서로 궁금해져 버려 애써 맘 졸여 하늘만 보면서 언제쯤 알게 될까 너도 나와 같은 생각을 하고 있을까 한참을 멍하니 보다 보니 살짝 어두워진 색깔 불그스름한 노을의 때깔 상상만으로도 좋은 상상만으로도 힘든 이중적인 면을
You broke my heart a million times. Can't count the times I made you cry. Oh, we're such a mess now, and we're burning out. I get so sad at the thought of losing you. I'm losing you.
Yo. Alvin, 5 months in service. Hoo-ha! My man Alvin, 5 months in service. Judas Blues 357 joined the Soldiers Army last night. Welcome back to another chapter of Rich People Read, y'all. Let's get our giveaway going. Fire up the book. Glad you guys are here. We're reading double today. Salute to Alvin.
We be honest, you're my comfort zone. Whatever I say, don't let me go. I know you're angry, babe, and I am cold. I get so sad at the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. I can't bear the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. You're still perfect as the day goes by. Even the worst ones
What's happening, y'all?
they make me smile.
Let's get ready.
I stop the world if it would give us time. Yeah.
The Army.
To work things out.
We're an hour early today because we're reading twice today.
To work things out. To work things out. Yeah. To work things out. To work things out.
Let's get everything going. Let's fire up the notes.
To work things out. 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 To work things out.
All right.
To work things out. To work things out.
Lighting looks good.
To work things out. To work things out.
Welcome to another chapter of Rich People Read, where we read a book a month to instruct you in the ways of the successful through the power of reading. What up, Thomas? What up? Hey, Thomas, did you get that notification in Facebook, man? I wanted to make you a sidebar expert. I'm thinking about renaming the Facebook group, Thomas, to the Barracks. Because I'm all military here, man. And sidebar is it's for two reasons. Journalists use it as a side or side topic discussions in writing articles. That's the actual reason why I'm using it. And then it's used in legal terms where attorneys, defendant, whether it's the prosecutor or the defense attorney and the judge have a private conversation. That's usually a sidebar. Right. I use it in the literary term where, journalists use it to normally in an article, they put a sidebar to talk about small points of a larger article. But I'm thinking about renaming the whole thing to the barracks, right? You know, because the barracks is where everybody goes back, kicks it. When work is not, you know, when work is over, you go back and you just hang out. It's where all the soldiers sleep. In the military, barracks now are co-ed. You know, you'll be in the like at Fort Drum, New York, where I was stationed primarily. At our barracks, you know, it'd be women living right next door. You know, now men and women didn't live together, but you'd have men in room 108 and you have women in room 109. So I'm thinking about renaming it to barracks. But Thomas, I did want you to become a group expert, man. So I sent you an invite. So check your notifications in Facebook. And I think I sent a request. It had, because I have to request, you have to accept it. So I think I wanted you to become one of our group experts on Facebook, man. What up, Sheed? Salute to my man, Sheed. Sheed is in the house, y'all. We're getting ready to read the Book of Obsidian, the ladies edition. We read the Book of Obsidian in January, the original, the manual for a 21st century Black American gentleman. We read that version in January. Now we're reading the Book of Obsidian, the ladies edition. It's fresh off the success of the debut of the Book of Obsidian, a manual for the 21st century Black American gentleman. Mumia Obsidian Ali continues the raw truth-telling about the state of Black love out on these streets, and this time around, it's the ladies' turn. In the Book of Obsidian, the ladies edition, Ali dares to tell the lovely ladies what so many others in Black love business simply will not in no uncertain terms. Far too many of the experts in the Black love machine won't tell the ladies the bleedingly obvious reasons for how and why they are having such a tough time out in the 21st century Black American dating and mating landscape. And the proof is the fact, and the proof of this fact is borne out by the ladies themselves being increasingly dissatisfied with their prospects, romantic relationship outcomes. And after more than a decade of the most intense research and study, the Book of Obsidian, the ladies edition, was written in direct response and goes where none has gone before. If you're a 21st century Black American lady and want to get your Black love game back on track, read the Book of Obsidian, the ladies edition, if you dare. And together we are reading this book. We are reading this book together, you guys. I'm glad you guys are here. Uh-oh, everybody throw your ones up.
Being number one isn't easy.
Throw your ones up. I appreciate you, Thomas. Thomas came in and started off the show with a blessing. Let's go ahead and make Thomas he is the stream sponsor. Thomas is the stream sponsor. He hit us off with a $5 super chat. You know, those are blessings that we call over here. Thomas Thompson is now the stream sponsor. Let's highlight him across the screen. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for your continued support. These donations that you guys give, $2, $5, $20, $50, $100, $30, $15, $19.99, $9.99, $4.99. All these little things add up, and it allows me to pay my associate producer who researches the projects that we talk about on this channel. All the artwork and all that stuff is all the pretty artwork and the thumbnails, all that stuff is done by my associate producer, and I'm able to pay her because of your generous donations. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, brothers like Thomas Thompson. Thomas, I hope you got the message on Facebook so you can become one of our group experts. I want you to become one. I sent you that invite last night or maybe the night before. I'm not sure when. Anyways, we're reading the Book of Obsidian. We are currently reading the Book of Obsidian, and we're reading the ladies edition. This month of June, we are reading to the women. For the month of June, we are reading to the women. We are giving game to the women directly from the Book of Obsidian, and we are on chapter 11, and this is Attention, Black Women. Choose the boring guy. We're going to go ahead and move over to the read screen. Let's just get started, you guys, because I got to read twice. This chapter 11 and 12, these two chapters, because we're reading two chapters. Normally for Rich People Read, for those that don't know, Rich People Read is a live book club. It's a book club where we talk about the two ships, entrepreneurship and relationships. So one month we'll talk about money. The next month, we'll talk about relationships. The next month, we'll talk about money. The next month, we'll talk about relationships. Right now in June, we're on relationships. Next month, we'll talk about money. Making sure you get into the bag. Good entrepreneurship help. This is a self-help channel. My YouTube channel is a self-help channel. Hey, Miss Carrington. Thank you, love. Thank you for the belated Happy Father's Day. I appreciate you. And the belated Juneteenth, right, Miss Carrington? Juneteenth and Father's Day landed on the same day this year. That was awesome. So we had a great time yesterday, me and my sons. Okay, so we're getting ready to get started, you guys. I was explaining that this channel is a self-help channel. We talk about relationships and entrepreneurship, and we're reading the Book of Obsidian, the ladies edition. We're on chapter 11. It's going to be a short chapter, but today, 11 and 12, I should have read Friday, but I'm reading it now because in around 2 hours after I read this, I'm going live again today. I'm going live again today for chapter 13 and 14. So make sure you guys are tapped in now. And then you also tap in later with me for chapter 13 and 14, where we would go live a second time on the Book of Obsidian, the ladies edition. Let's get started. We're on chapter 11. Attention, Black women, choose the boring guy. This is only 3 pages, so let's knock it out. We found that as opposed to the white clients that we've had, Black women are usually looking for physical attributes first. Right? We look for someone who is attractive to us, and then we pick up on his hobbies and interests and values. Whereas white clients are looking for the reverse first. What kind of job does he have? Is he going to be able to provide? Then they circle back to the looks. We're the first ones, Black women, to look at men's bodies and how attractive they are, whereas our white clients have a long list of requirements of things like character and integrity. And then down the line, it backfires for us because you were never a compatible mix to start with. That's from the matchmaking duo. You see, in a recent conversation I had with the Grown Man Hour, hosted by Bernard Riley, a good friend of mine. Everybody give a hoo-ah to my man Bernard Riley. Over on YouTube, I made the point that a major problem that bedevils so many Black women is they're constantly being told that feed their inherent sense of delusion. Many Black women honestly believe that this mystical, magical Negro is just around the bend, waiting for them with open arms, and that will always be a constant source of excitement and intrigue, all while being faithful, and he's going to be consistent and ambitious. He's going to be popular, socially dominant with everyone else. And of course, he's going to be wealthy, right? Obviously, the real world doesn't work that way, right, Miss Carrington? And women of other races and ethnicities know, understand, and accept this fact of life here in America. Only Black women don't. Battle hymn of the Tiger and Princeton moms. And it is reflected in empirical data. Black women love to hate because it doesn't tell them what they want to hear, of course. But that aside, all manner of anecdotal evidence supports these facts as well. Take, for example, the kinds of stuff along these lines that Black women love to consume, and compare and contrast with that American woman of other races consume. The battle hymn of the Tiger Mother, a New York Times bestseller author by Yale law academic Amy Shua, gives the skinny on how Asian women order their mating and familial lives as austere and seemingly dictatorial as it may be. Mary Smart, a tome written by Jewish lady and self-described Princeton mom, Susan Patton, gives the 411 to smart young women on how to use their time at the country's most prestigious universities and de facto mating grounds to get their Mrs. degree and snag one of the most eligible bachelors by definition in the country before they graduate and enter the cold, harsh world of dating where the pickings get slimmer with each passing year. Miss Patton makes no bones about her urging her vitality, all white women audience to get that boring guy and to resist the hot ones. Back over at Black Love Ranch, though, back over in the black community, right? Back over with the black women. The multi-billion-dollar industry that has cropped up to prop up black women's collective and overinflated egos tell them what they want to hear all day and twice on Sunday, reinforcing downright silly stuff like indicting hardworking, stable guys for being boring, as if black women as a group are in any position at all to get snippy, the nerve. It has gotten to the point that the bleedingly obvious has to be driven home with a sledgehammer. That's just how bad all this has gotten. What women of other groups in American life know and know well, black women resist tooth and nail. No wonder white, Asian, Jewish, and even Hispanic women are kicking black women's behinds on just about every measurable metric. Home ownership, marital rates, assets, earnings, you name it. While black women lead the pack by an order of magnitude when it comes to indices like out of wedlock birth rates, and they lead the pack in divorce. They lead the pack in separation rates. They lead the pack in poverty rates. Being a baby mama all but dooms you to this fate, right? Black women lead the race in infidelity rates. Black women are the biggest female cheaters in the country. Cough, Jada Pinkett. And of course, last but not least, grossly overweight and obesity rates. Black women. They lead the race in all those things. They're last in everything else that matters, which does in fact depress the black marital rate. Don't you know? Hell, brothers don't even want to cohabit with a big BBW if they can help it. And the data bears that out. Nevertheless, black women can be heard decrying the boring black guys as if they got options falling out of the sky and a battalion of dreamboat dudes beating a path to their door. Please. The truth. The hard truth. I'm sorry. This book is giving it to you like it is, ladies. The book is Obsidian wrote this book and is giving it to you like it is. We don't care about your feelings. The truth doesn't, all we care about is what's true and how we can fix it, right? You're leading the race in everything bad. You're last in everything good. The hard truth is that the boring brother, hold on, I got to stop because my man Sir Hale is in the house. My man Sir Hale is in the house. Shout out to Sir Hale. Appreciate you being here, bro. Appreciate you being here. Let's tell him the truth, Sir Hale. The hard truth is that the boring brothers like Shannon, boring brothers like my man Sir Hale speaks. We're boring, right? We are non-select. We're the guys that the girls didn't chase after. Don't chase after right now. We're the boring guy. The hard truth is that the boring brother is, for most of you, notable exceptions notwithstanding, the single best option you have and will ever get, black women. You, more than anyone else, know firsthand that the sexy guy is either broke or he has two nickels broke, or if he does have two nickels to rub together, he ain't sharing it with you. You know that the sexy guy is broke. And if he does have two nickels to rub together, he ain't sharing it with you. The only thing he gives you is heaping helpings of what's below his waistline. That's all he gives you. Lots and lots of dick. Even more to the point, he brings a heck of a lot more downsides than upsides to your life. Shall we count the ways? Number one, cheating. The number one biggest complaint on the part of the sisterhood, black women in the sisterhood, and rightly so, roughly 30% of black men cheat and cheat more than any other group of American men. Of course, a big reason why is a little thing called the 80-20 rule, right? Might want to look into it. Number two, babies. What up, Shall Prosper? What up, Shout Prosper? Thank you for tapping in, man. I'm almost done. We only got one page left on this chapter. Appreciate you appreciating me. Thank you. So let's run down the line. Cheating, right? Number 2, babies. And of course, either never marries you, or if he does, he sucks at being a hubby and a dad. Number 3, debt. Almost always because you thought you can change a cat into being a dad, because golden 5, right? Lack of ambition. But then you never chose these guys for their boring qualities. Now, did you, ladies? In number 5, emotional volatility. See above. Need I go on? By now, you all get my point. And before I continue, let's get something straight right now. No, you can't get both in the same guy. A boring, stable guy like Shannon Rawls, like Sheed, like Sir Hale, a boring guy, stable with swag in Black American life, really above average looking guys tend to not bring much else to the table. You know, the things you constantly whine about to the ladies, to the likes of Oprah and Steve Harvey. And yet neither of them, nor the umpteen Black love experts, right, will tell you who to go after, like Amy Shua and Susan Patton do for their respective audiences. And that's because the Oprahs and the Harveys, etc., of all the world can't continue to do so and make serious bank off your delusions. They can't get paid if you guys are winning. So they don't do it. But I will. Obsidian says he will. It's a high time that someone came along who had the stones to make a full-throated appeal to the sisterhood to stop dithering around, living in denial and fostering fantasies, and stop passing up the good, decent guy in Black American life because he was boring. Let me tell you something, ladies. A major component of success in this life is doing the same thing every damn day, over and over again. In case of us fellas, until we are dead, because that's exactly how you like it. It's the same thing. It's the things that boring guys like Shannon do that make good life possible for you, ungrateful and so. You know, like all the modern conveniences of a 21st century westernized world that you take for granted. Yeah, that. And while I'm at it, let me also point out the obvious, ladies. Those sexy guys rarely, if ever, are consistent. Something else you wail on about to your experts. And the off chance that they're able to make some coin off their good looks, chances are extremely high they won't be with you. If they make a lot of money, they're not going to be with you. Who they picking? They're picking Lori Harvey. They're not picking you average, regular women. They're chasing after these Instagram. Come on, you guys know the truth. Jason Derulo ain't picking you guys. You know who Jason Derulo is going to pick and have a child with. You know who the guys that you think you're going to catch is really selecting while you ignoring the good guys. I know what weak objection is coming next, but the boring guys aren't good in bed, right? Once again, let's get the bullshit out of the way, especially in my case. First, if anyone knows that you can't judge a boudoir book by its cover, it's you ladies. How often have you had what you thought was and looked like a stud on the streets that turned out to be a dud in the sheets? And second, let's be honest, okay? It ain't like many of you premier sword swallowing, pole riding, busting it wide open professional twerkers either. Most guys understand that most Black women are just okay in bed, and we make our peace with that and keep it moving. So cut it out about the sex game. Stop messing around, ladies, and get with the boring, non-select guy. You'll live longer, you'll be happier, and have more money and get cheated on a lot less too. That's chapter 11. Let's move on to chapter 12, and then we'll be wrapped up. Be careful what you wish for, ladies. Uh-oh. Be careful what you wish for. We only got 6 pages. Be careful what you wish for. You never know who will be listening. Sir Terry Pratchett, English humorist, satirist, and author. Hey, Trina. Uh-oh. Trina's like, what the hell did I walk into? What the hell did I walk into? Trina, I'm reading this book for you. This book is the Book of Obsidian, the ladies edition. And I'm reading it for you. We're on chapter 11 and 12. If you want to catch the introduction all the way up to chapter 10, you'll see the previous videos. But today we're reading chapter 11 and 12, and I'm knocking out 12 right now. You just walked in. And this chapter is, ladies, be careful what you wish for. Among the many things I have predicted over the years, both on the air and in print, is that there would come a time when black men would come correct, right? And that black women wouldn't be ready for it. And once again, another of my predictions has come to pass. By now, you, Trina B, and all the other ladies that's listening and watching this replay must be aware of the latest black social media tempest in a teapot, one Mr. C.J. King, newly minted law school graduate of the Southern University Law Center. Although he has freely admitted that he has failed to pass the Louisiana State Bar exam on his first go, his twin brother did. Yet this very common thing for black law school grads is seen as a righteous putting of Mr. King in short pants after his remarks made on Instagram, and I quote Mr. King in full below. Now that I'm JD'd, which is Juris Doctorate, right? A bar number loading. I've entered into a new arena of black men, and in this arena, I am the prize now. Don't just take my word for it, though. And before you kill me in the comments, let me drop some stats for your ass right quick so you can see my point. What up, Hi Kai? Black women outnumber black men by 2 million. By the way, before I continue reading, for those that went to the Mumia Obsidian Ali experience week before last, you guys will remember my statement when I gave my presentation. I opened up with black men, repeat after me. I am the prize. I am the prize. I sell a t-shirt that says the prize. Black men, you are the prize. Make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. And I'm about to highlight what this brother here is explaining why black men are the prize. I've explained it countless times on countless podcasts. I've written it down many times, but let's read what this brother says. Black women outnumber black men by 2 million in America. Black women don't want to deal with a black man who's gay, down low, has baby mama issues, or has a felony conviction record in jail, which collectively is a large percentage of our race, unfortunately, as statistically, 37% of black men are in jail, while 1/3 of black men have some form of criminal record. I don't have a criminal record, by the way. I do have a military record with honorable discharge and stellar accolades through the military, but I don't have a criminal record. With this massive criteria that black women don't want in their dating. Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped a paragraph. Black women typically don't want to date down. And they prefer to have a black man that is on their same playing field as her or higher. Well, statistically, only 7% of black men are actually professionals. With this massive criteria that black women don't want, and when dating a black man, they have essentially drastically limited the dating pool of viable black men that majority of black women are currently after, which means everyone doesn't get picked, and statistically, 70% of black women go unmarried. You see where I'm going here. Additionally, black women want their mate to be attractive, have some form of edge and style, to be exciting and not to be lame, etc. I know all that is subjective, but everyone doesn't have these so-called X factors, which lowers the number of viable black men even lower. So with me now gaining access into this, all my phones is ringing. So with me now gaining access into this very small percentage of black men that are young, for the record, I am under 30 with 2 degrees, single and attractive, are heterosexual, have no criminal record, no baby mama drama, and have some form of high-paying career potential that majority of black women are competing against each other for, you tell me who's the real prize here. You see, Mr. King's post made on January 16th of this year has over the past few weeks set black social media ablaze with its heaviest users, black women. clamoring at the gates, calling for King's head on the pike. His crimes? Knowing his worth, number one. A phrase black women should know really well, right? Since they utter it with mind-numbing frequency every chance they get. Number two, listening to what black women say and having been saying it for longer than Mr. King has been alive. And number three, actually delivering on what black women claim to want. Oh, the horror. And the most egregious act on Mr. King's part, the worst thing that he did by writing that post, is for actually telling black women that if they want an elite black men like Mr. King, and make no mistake about it, by definition and by the rules black women have set themselves, he is that guy, that they will have to compete for him. Oh, the humanity. The humanity. Of course, black women's collective response to what would be considered simple truths and givens outside of Black America itself was quickly met with howls of derision and attempts to belittle his accomplishments due to his failure to pass the bar on his first try. Even though most black women who attend college don't even finish. And of course, because he's too cocky and arrogant. The guy should have some swagger because he's done something most black men never do, ladies. Something many of you have been whining, bitching, moaning, and caterwauling about for decades. So now when you finally get brothers like Mr. King rolling off the assembly line, there's a problem? Are you kidding me? Where's the lie? Of the several articles, if one can call them that, covering the ID-fueled rage of black women on social media in response to Mr. King's post, none have actually dealt with what Mr. King actually said. For example, is Mr. King lying when he rattles off the statistics bearing on the sad mating prospects for black women, particularly those who are supposedly educated, accomplished, and urbane? Was Mr. King inaccurate in his statement about there being some 2 million more black women than black men? Did he get the numbers on black men being locked up in jail wrong too? What about Mr. King and what he had to say about black men on the down low, or who have baby mama drama, or those black men who are beneath the kinds of black women who make what I refer to as black vagina vision media generate literally billions of dollars a year for decades? How about what Mr. King said about black women bemoaning the dearth of attractive, suave black men to boot? Is any of what he said along these lines wrong? And if so, how is that so different from what black women themselves have been saying for years? Again, to ask the question is to answer it. None of the pop culture gossip sites have actually addressed these points, and for good reason, because King is the sharp end of a long spear of black men on the rise. Something I have talked about in my corner of the internet for years now. The only difference was that black men of my generation, Generation X, like Shannon, weren't as involved on what I refer to as the jumbotron of black life, which is social media. For black women, especially, if it didn't happen on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, it simply didn't happen. But black men of the millennial generation, who literally grew up in the shadows of tech giants and the de facto public utilities like the above mentioned, know and understand the real power of these platforms, and what's more, are not merely content to simply stay humble and do their duty. They are motivated, these young millennial black men, on the move, making things happen, and they want the world to know it. There's simply no getting around it, ladies and gentlemen. Everything that Mr. King recounted in his Instagram post earlier this year was still on target accurate. Just about every black man reading this can recite from memory the very same things that King said. They are drilled into us by black women, both directly in the form of black women in our day-to-day lives, to the aforementioned black vagina vision media drilling it into us indirectly by television. The internet entertainment, the academy, and nowadays social media. No matter how much Black women want to deny it, it can be easily proven a gazillion ways to Sunday that Black women themselves have been moaning the very things that King said for years. And now they finally gotten what they wished for, and they simply cannot handle it. Black women's Olivia Pope moment. Now, everyone knows the insanely popular television drama Scandal, right? You guys remember that TV show Scandal, which chronicles the life and times of Miss Olivia Pope, the dashingly dressed Washington, D.C. diva insider, political mover and shaker. Black women across the country actually organized Scandal watch parties every week during its original network run. Moreover, Scandal was a trending topic on Twitter for years. One particular poignant scene from that show, and which I think applies to today's topic, is when Liv confronts the handsome and accomplished U.S. Senator Edison Davis. A real catch by anyone's standards, right? In the scene, Liv returns the wedding ring that Davis gave her for the second time. Confused and frustrated, Davis demands to know what Liv wants, and when she tells him, his response before quietly leaving her for good is, "Love isn't supposed to hurt. Love isn't supposed to hurt." While Black women certainly got their dopamine-driven drama fix from that scene and the story connected to it, Black men on the sidelines looking on could strongly relate to the Black senator. Because despite Black women's cries of victimhood, of circumstance, of not being able to meet any Black men on their level, in truth, there are many more Senator Davises than Black women are willing to admit. By that I mean Black men who, like C.J. King, have their acts together, have kept out of trouble, and know their worth, and the like. Senator Davis will not hesitate to leave. Deuces. Deuces. That small detail gets left out of the multi-decade harangue and constant drumbeat of things King recounted above. And Black women have no doubt but themselves to blame when Black men have long memories for this sort of thing and are keen to bring right back front and center Black women to Black women's doorstep. So what's the problem? Like the fictional Liv, whom millions of Black women deeply related to, Black women themselves have serious, deep-seated emotional and even mental issues that lie at the heart of what truly bedevils their love lives. Not the imaginary dearth of eligible Black men. While the Black vagina vision media has run amok with tales of down low men, Black men being in jail in the millions and Black men not being professionals, the truth is that all of these things are patently false. Today, more Black men than ever before are attending and graduating college, as Mr. King and his twin brother attest to. The numbers of Black men going to jail are coming down, way down from its 1990s high during the crack wars. Black men are successful in business more than ever, and on average, Black men out-earn Black women. Another myth buster for your ass. Want another one? How about this? Most Black men today are single and childless. Most Black men today are single and have no children. And on top of that, out of that number, most Black men want to either be married or at the very least in a long-term relationship. That's me. In short, there are more eligible Black men than ever, to the point that the term educated lame is the epithet of the month for Black women online and off. Which brings us round robin back to what the real problem here is. Because as King and millions of other Black men in all walks of life like him prove, it ain't because Black women can't find a good, competent Black guy. No, the problem is this, ladies, and listen up. Let me get a sip of some of this BCAAs. Hope you guys all took your vitamins today. Sir Hale, did you take your vitamins today? At least a multivitamin? That's the minimum. Did you take your vitamins today? And make sure you're drinking a lot of water. And you want to drink water easily, add some BCAAs. 2 scoops to every 2,000 milliliters. Oh, man, that's great. The problem is this. For many black women, despite their own position in American socioeconomic pecking order, they may still have a thing for the rough and tumble Pookie and Ray Ray type guys. On top of that, many of these same black women know that said Pookies aren't very smart. They're not very bright, motivated, or accomplished. In other words, they're relatively easy to push around. You could push the Pookie dude around. You could talk shit to him. You could yell at him. You could point your finger at him. You could tell him, you could talk to him any old kind of way. Many black women know that guys like King have to be contended with. Hence, they're shrieking in reaction to King's declaring himself the prize. Many black women know that beggars can't be choosy, and that Pookie and all of them can and will overlook a multitude of imperfections in black women. You know, like the dowdy, frumpy, often seriously overweight ones that may have good jobs, high educations, or just really great welfare state bennies. What they may lack in looks, sex appeal, or niceness, they more than make up in terms of a place to stay or some food to eat and a car to drive. Such arrangements are not at all uncommon, don't you know? And I got to be honest with you, that's one of the problems I'm having, because you got to be nice to me. And if you're not, I don't give a fuck how look good you look. First of all, you got to look good. For me to even get that far, that's even a non-starter. So when I get that far, you got to be nice. This is a quick sidebar. And I'm finding that a lot of women are simply not nice. They don't have a lot of, their femininity level is way too low and their masculinity level is way too high. And I find myself hollering and arguing with them like I'm talking to a dude. I don't like that. Let's continue. And this is the real reason why King's statement about black women competing for black men like him and the top of the food chain set the ladies off, because it's true. Simple Econ 101 here, folks. That which is highly desired and sought after by definition in short supply, and such said commodities can command their price on the open mating market, or in this case, the open mating. Set their price on the open mating market, or in this case, the open mating market. No way he said that, but same thing. Hold on. And deep down, black women. Trina, you don't like the term educated lame? Explain why. Just throw it in the chat real quick as I read this last chapter. Because I'm reading to you, Trina, and I'm reading to all the other sisters out here. And deep down, many black women know that they don't have the chops to compete, not just among their fellow ADOS sisters, but against an increasing number of white, Hispanic, Asian, and biracial exoticals, both here and abroad, who can and will offer what elite black men like Mr. King want, like Mr. Shannon want, like Sir Hale wants, like Hayakai wants. It's a sobering fact that many black women are loath to freely admit, but the numbers of black men like Mr. King dating and marrying out don't lie. Hovering around 30% at present, put together with black women's reactions on social media to yet another eligible brother hopping the fence, really does say it all. For decades, black women have bellowed that they are not enough black men on their level. Women have been saying that for years. CJ King obliterated that myth with one Instagram post. What will black women do now? Be careful what you wish for, ladies. You just might get it. Shout out to Trina B. She says she doesn't like the term educated lame. That term was actually coined as a result of women because they called the non-select guys like me lames. We're boring, not exciting, not handsome enough, all those different things, right? So educated lame was born. But then Trina says she doesn't like that term because she doesn't believe an educated man is lame. Everybody, shout out to Trina B. I like that. See, I like when women talk like that. That's sexy talk to me. To me, that's sexy talk. Even though we call ourselves educated lames, that's cool because so many women consider us lame. I like it when women like Trina B comes in and says an educated man is not lame. Shout out to Trina B for that. And ladies and gentlemen, that is chapter 11 and 12 done. We have completed chapter 11 and 12. We're going to move on to chapter 13 and 14 in about an hour and a half. Maybe sooner. Depends. We got 7 pages in chapter 13. And in chapter 14, let's see. Seven pages. So we got 7 and 7. So we're going to read for about an hour and a half when we start. Here's chapter 13 to give you guys an update. Do shorter black men make better boyfriends and husbands? And do black women care? Do shorter black men make better husbands and boyfriends, and do black women care? I happen to be 6'2". I'm 6'2". But it's going to be interesting to read this because I realize that I am at 6'2". At 6'2", only part of 9.9% of human males on the planet. There is only 9.9%, 10%, just round it up, of men on the planet Earth that are over 6 feet tall. Now, understand, it's because China holds such a huge population, and typically those men are not over 6 feet. So that's what brings the numbers down. But let me give it to you in American terms. In the United States of America, only 14% of all men are 6 feet and taller. Only 14% of the male population in the United States is 6 feet and taller. 86% of men in America are under 6 feet tall. But y'all want somebody 6 feet tall, right? Smart, faithful, big dick, good credit, 6-pack, straight teeth. Boy, the delusion. So we're going to read about this today in about an hour and a half. Do shorter black men make better boyfriends and husbands, and do black women care? I appreciate you guys tapping in. Thank you so much. We just finished chapter 11 and 12. We're going to read 13 and 14 in a second. I appreciate you guys being here. Let's do the contest, though. Let's do the contest for those that came. I'm going to close the entries. Shout out to Trina. She says the definition of lame is to be uninspiring and dull. Women are trading stability for unnecessary drama. Shout out Trina. Where you been all my life? I'm glad you're here, Trina. I like how Trina's talking. She needs to teach more women. Let's pick a winner. And the winner is Thomas Thompson. The winner of today's contest is Thomas Thompson. I appreciate you guys being here. I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Thomas, you know what to do to get your gift card, because everybody that types the word salute in the chat automatically is entered into the contest. Thomas won the contest for now. We're going to run another contest in about an hour and a half when we start up the next live. I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. You are dismissed.
Yeah. Escucha. Mío en tu habitación, solo los 2 segundos que hay que detener. Porque si no siento tu voz o tu olor, te extraño y te quiero ver. Tanto me falta, todas esas noches tan soñadas. Haces falta, bebé, Dime qué tengo que hacer pa' tenerte de una vez, pa' no poderte perder. Dulce, eres mi bombón, te quiero melocotón. Por ti corro un maratón, solo de la dirección. Tú y yo, queriendo más amor. Pa' mí no es suficiente, yo quiero tu calor. Tú y yo, con esa conexión, somos lo que la gente no ha visto de los dos. Tanto me falta, todas esas noches tan soñadas, que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicar. Mira, somos perfectos, es algo indiscutible. Mi estilo y tu estilo no están disponibles. Solo soy sensible cuando te tengo porque eres irresistible. Tus labios combinan con tus ojos, porque eres tan pretty que hasta yo de eso miento. Chica, necesito mis anteojos, quiero verte en noche hermosa de todos modos. Tú y yo, queriendo más amor. A mí no es suficiente, yo quiero tu calor. Tú y yo, con esa conexión, somos lo que la gente no ha visto de los dos. Tanto me falta, todas esas noches tan soñadas, que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicar. Tanto me falta, todas esas noches tan soñadas, que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicar.